Ever wake up and feel like you're carrying the weight of every misstep you've ever made? Maybe you berated yourself for not going to bed earlier, or for buying that pricey gadget that's now just gathering dust, or perhaps your mind replayed a clumsy remark from years ago. Sound familiar? Today we're exploring why regret has such a strong hold on us, and more importantly, how to break free from it. Let's start with a little brain science. Our minds are hardwired to zero in on the negatives. Imagine having an overall great day, only for your brain to suddenly pick out one small misstep and blow it way out of proportion. This phenomenon, known as the negativity bias, means that even if you nailed 100 things, that one awkward moment, like mistakenly waving at someone who wasn't actually waving at you, can dominate your thoughts. And here's the kicker. Our brains aren't just selective, they're also overzealous. That cringeworthy memory you keep replaying, chances are it wasn't nearly as disastrous as you remember. Maybe you stumbled over your words in a meeting, and while you felt like you sounded like a total fool, everyone else barely noticed. In truth, people are far more wrapped up in their own little slip-ups to dwell on yours. Another trap we fall into is the belief that if we had just done things perfectly, nothing would have gone wrong. But here's the reality check. You made those choices based on what you knew and felt at that moment, not with the benefit of hindsight or an all-knowing version of yourself. So how do we turn this tide? Start by reimagining regret as valuable feedback. Think of each regret as a tiny data point that can help guide your future decisions. Overspend on a gadget? Now you know to really consider its use before making a purchase. Had a snap with a friend? That's a signal to pause, take a breath, and respond more thoughtfully next time. Next, it's time to let go of the embarrassment. If you accidentally blurted something awkward at dinner, don't let it spiral into self-criticism. Instead, share the story, laugh about it, and move on. Those fleeting moments aren't worth the mental energy. Life's too short to be caught up in perpetual cringe over things that, in the grand scheme, hardly matter. Remember, rehashing past mistakes doesn't change them. Instead of channeling energy into regret, why not redirect it into action? Skipped your workout? Don't sulk about it. Use that feeling as motivation to plan your next session. Sometimes, the secret to a happier life is simply learning to stop overthinking every little detail. It's not about being reckless, but about making choices, accepting them, and then moving forward without dwelling on what might have been. That's the bottom line. Regrets are just part of our human experience, but they don't have to dictate our future. Use them as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Now take that insight, shake off the past, and go out there with a fresh perspective, because life's too vibrant to be weighed down by yesterday's missteps.